Lancaster County, Pennsylvania is full of amazing buffets that have been around for a long time, but sometimes it's nice to go somewhere in a smaller, cozy atmosphere and be served delicious, fresh food. Not only does Agape Cafe and Grill have amazing food, but they also have exceptional quality and comfort and a wonderful atmosphere. So stay tuned for this review of Agape Cafe and Grill. Hello everyone, Danielle here with Elle Living for another spotlight on a Lancaster gem. In this video, we will be looking at and reviewing the Agape Cafe and Grill. This cafe is located along Hartman Bridge Road, also known as Route 896, and it is very close to the town of Strasburg and just down the street from Sight and Sound Theaters. Their hours are Tuesday through Thursdays, 8 a.m. to 7 p.m., Friday and Saturday, 8 a.m. to 8 p.m., and close Sunday and Monday. And they do serve breakfast until noon. I've been in here a few times and they are always crowded. They don't take reservations, but you can get a place in line with call ahead seating. So I would definitely recommend that if you have a party bigger than 4, I think. When we visited the cafe, we came right after a 3 p.m. showing of Daniel at Sight and Sound. We actually had already been to Hershey Farm and got the big buffet, which is a great option if you're going to Sight and Sound. But if you want a smaller, cozier meal, this is the perfect place to go. Let's get started on the meal and the menu and show you what they have to offer. It looks like real sourdough.
Yes. It's real. Authentic sourdough bread.
Okay, so due to technical difficulties with the microphone, I'm going to voice over the rest of the review. The sourdough bread was indeed extremely delicious, and we are 100% sure it was made fresh there, homemade sourdough. I will go back just for that. My friend got the smoked brisket salad, which came with the greens, the brisket, homemade cheese sauce, French fries, red onions, tomatoes, and creamy ranch dressing. We will hear from her at the end of the video about this salad, but I will say the brisket was excellent, very good smoked brisket. That was my 2 cents about this, and she'll tell you more about it later. I always like to get the chicken salad sandwich to compare it to other cafes and restaurants, and I did that this visit, and it was extremely good chicken salad. The texture of and balance between the creamy mayonnaise base and the chicken was just perfect. It wasn't too runny, wasn't too thick. They had the celery in there, had some seasoning, it had the crispy lettuce and the tomato, and the bread was really, really good. So really just a delicious chicken salad sandwich, and probably my new favorite one in Lancaster County. And they have a lot of choices for bread. They have white, wheat, rye, sourdough, or white wheat or pesto garlic herb wrap. My crab cake meal was under the smoked meat and seafood platter section of the menu. Also, all the platters are served on a bed of mixed greens, and you can choose 2 sides, as well as choose between a roll, sourdough bread, or cornbread with butter. I love a good crab cake. I was interested in this one because it said there's no imitation crab, so it's their own fried breaded lump crab cake. It was a very good crab cake. I would say 8 out of 10. The only thing I would maybe say I would like to have done differently is maybe a little more flavor with some seasonings to it, just maybe a little bit with the Old Bay. And the fried part of the outside was maybe slightly crunchier than I prefer. I actually ordered Brussels sprouts because I don't typically like them, but I thought I'm going to give it a try here. They came with a very good sweet and spicy sauce and bacon. I think the sauce and the bacon is what made it actually pretty decent. It's not my normal go-to vegetable, but made this way was very good. Now I will say I took half of a Brussels sprout in my mouth and it was way too much to chew. So definitely cut it up before you eat it. But besides that, it was a very good experience. And the mac and cheese was very, very creamy, very cheesy, had a nice little crumb breading on top. The only thing I didn't like about it, and again, this is my personal preference, is that there wasn't sharp cheese used, I don't think, in this recipe. It tasted more like cheddar with maybe some Velveeta type of cheese. And I really, really loved the sharp cheese of my mac and cheese. That was my personal preference. But I think anybody who loves creamy mac and cheese would like this. It was very good. Another thing that was nice about the mac and cheese is that it wasn't too runny. It wasn't too dry. It was really good texture. It had a really good balance of creamy sauce and macaroni. I would give all three of my items an 8 out of 10 from this dish. Chicken salad, I would probably give it 10 out of 10. It was just perfect. Okay, so now we're going to head outside to hear from my friend and her daughter on their review of their meal, and it might be the prettiest background you've ever seen for a food review. Okay, so we're out here in this beautiful parking lot behind Agape Cafe, because right over there is Sight and Sound, and there's some parachuter motorized things going on, and we just watched the sunset. We thought this is a good place to talk about our meal, so then we're going to ask them how. So Sandra, what do you think of your brisket salad?
It was really good. The brisket was excellent, and the cheese sauce that they put on top was a really, really nice touch.
It was a nice touch.
Yeah, it was. Different. It was on top of French fries.
Yes.
Which was underneath this, which there was a salad underneath all that. So that was kind of an interesting combination. But
what would you give that on a scale 1 to 10?
Very good. Just the brisket and the fries and everything together. I don't know about with the salad.
Okay, that's a little different for you.
Yeah.
That brisket to me was like one of the best ones I've ever had.
Really
it was super
brisket.
Tender and delicious and flavorful. All right, Gigi, what'd you get and tell us what you thought?
I had the double cheesesteak thing.
Yeah.
It was good. It was a lot. I didn't get through. I got
that
maybe
was a big
half
one.
of it. It was really big, but it was good. It was a little cheesy, so probably 8 out of 10.
Maybe a little too cheesy for your taste, yeah. Yes, I'm trying to think of what I liked the most of all the things that I ate. Your brisket was probably one of the best things I ate, for sure. And that chicken salad and that sourdough bread was delicious. Well, thank you. Thanks for coming along. Yay. Here is our receipt for this evening. I did purchase 2 meals. I took half home of each meal to give it to my parents, so that worked out really well. But I do think $13.50 for a chicken salad sandwich with chips is a little bit too much money. A fun fact, the Sight and Sound Conservatory is right in this little strip mall here where Agape Cafe is, which I didn't know that. I thought that was kind of fun. Some extra features I like about this place is their comfy and pleasant side porch where you can enjoy the outdoors and the views of the farmlands, as well as some funny goats that are right across the parking lot. And there is a little feed machine there where you can get some feed and feed the animals, and they'll definitely come running for it, I guarantee you. They have a very strong mission statement that's on their website. I'm happy to read that to you. It says here, the name of our restaurant comes from the ancient Greek word often used when describing Christ's love for mankind. It is the highest form of unselfish love for another. It is our desire to provide an atmosphere where the love of Christ is felt by each person that walks through our doors. And I can tell you after visiting a few times that I can absolutely feel their heart and values as I'm in their restaurant and their cafe. They have plenty of smiles here, a clean and bright atmosphere, and truly delicious food. They put a high emphasis on their quality of food and their customer service. And not to mention, it is a beautiful cafe. It's just a really pleasant place to eat at. This place is beautiful, but their store is actually beautiful. And I love the focus on Christ and his love for others. So you can kind of see that all throughout the store. It's a beautiful place to go shopping. So hope you enjoyed this video. It is a delicious place, and honestly, is probably one of my favorite places now, just because they just do such a good job of making quality so important here, making customer service so important here, and just showing Christ's love. Like, I always appreciate that as a Christian. I appreciate that as a foodie. So they kind of hit all the marks here. But it's just a wonderful place. It's a very welcoming, cozy, clean, and delicious, wonderfully delicious place to be. So I definitely want to be back. I like the fact that there's a lot of variety here. You can get a lot of different kinds of food and different size food, but it's just extremely delicious and fresh. That sourdough bread was one of the best I've ever had. It was so good, and the brisket was excellent. So definitely a great place to come. If you've not tried it, you definitely should. If you have come here and you love it, let me know what you've got, what you've ordered in the past, and you can leave that in the comments below. But I hope you know that this is another great option for a wonderful meal in Lancaster County, right kind of in the middle of the county. So it's a great location. Thanks for watching and enjoy your next adventure. I have my light Brussels sprouts. I told them I'm trying to find one that accepts my challenge of proving me it's a good vegetable. It's a big bite.
I made her giggle. What's the word, hummingbird?
I'll cut this part out. Hang on, let me show you. You see that? Just threw it on the ground.
It's a mystery! Portrait!
Georgia!
I refuse to be the light.